Thank you very much for logging on to the PawCast for the week of Monday, February 1st through Friday, February 5th. Hello, I'm Mr. Andrews, and it's time for some Pawville news. I'd really like to urge all of our parents to be a part of our class night next Monday evening, February 8th. At 6:30, we're going to have our Pawville second semester class night. This is for all parents of students in Purple Pawville. Yes, that includes you. I really want to try to make that something that will be of high interest to you. It is a kickoff of the second semester, and there's a lot of things that I want to share with you that are very important to make this the greatest second half of a school year that your student can have. So there's lots of little things that I want to talk with you about. I promise not to keep you more than an hour of your evening. I know that's asking a lot after a long, hard day, but I'm hoping that you'll think on terms of this is your student. It's your most important and most valuable commodity that you possibly can own, and I'll try to make it worth your time. So next Monday night, February 8th, starting promptly at 6:30, and I'll try my best to get you out of there by promptly 7:30, as close as I can. After our meeting, we're going to have a sign up for parent, teacher, and student conferences. Yes, this time around, I want to be sure that our parents and teacher get a chance to have the student be a part of our conferences. These are equally, if not more important than our class night meeting. Yes, even a well-oiled machine like a car, which seems to be operating perfectly fine, still needs to have its oil checked, its air pressure checked with its tires. Maintenance still has to go on, even with the best and smoothest running machine. So things may be on the up and up for your child, and things look like they're perfectly fine, but yet we want to challenge and we want to make sure that our children excel to the highest that we possibly can. Maybe there's some things we need to work towards that would be even higher and loftier goals. Or maybe there's things that are fifth grade related that we need to continue to work hard on. Or maybe some foundation work. Those are the types of things that we want to be able to talk about in this next teacher, parent, and student conference. So those sign-ups happen right after the Pawville class night, February 8th, Monday night, 6:30 till 7:30. Please, please try to be there. And now for what's going on in our classroom this week. In math, we've been working with putting ordered pairs on coordinate planes, and we've even used rate tables to try to find the next plots on a graph. We've been doing that quite extensively Thursday and Friday this past week. And on Monday, we'll practice a little bit more, and then we're going to have a quiz to show how well we can, do those kinds of skills. And then we're going to finish our week out talking about polygons. We're going to talk very in depth about triangles and how we can learn triangles by their sides and by their angles. And then we're going to talk about quadrilaterals. This is going to take a little bit of time. Triangles and quadrilaterals actually have a lot of things that we need to be able to look at and recognize, not only with vocabulary, but also when we see it or when we hear it described, we're able to instantly know exactly which polygon we're talking about. So that's going to be coming up this coming week. In ELA, we are really big on our guided reading going on this coming week. Students are going to be working in 20-minute centers. I'll be working with each one of our guided reading groups 20 minutes at a time. And by the end of our 5-day week in guided reading, we will have a quiz on the reading selection that your child's group is going to be in. Our technique that we're going to be really honing in on this week, first of all, is going to be using the tag skills. Tag is where we take a question and we use that as the beginning of our answer or our response. And we're also going to be using some nonfiction types of informational text that we're going to be using as in our guided reading groups. So we'll be using all of the skills that we've been working on throughout the year to make this guided reading week go. In science this week, we have been talking about cellular organisms such as unicellular and multicellular. We're going to finish that conversation on Monday. We have a quiz coming up very soon, maybe even Monday afternoon, possibly Tuesday morning. But we're getting ready to start talking about traits, human traits, the ones that are acquired and those that are inherited. And that'll be the end of our body systems unit. We are going to have an assessment on multicellular and unicellular organisms and traits this week. You can depend on that. So lots of cool things going on, but nothing quite as cool, I guess, as a stock market game. We will begin trading by Wednesday. Probably will be Wednesday before we get those trades started. The actual game's going to start on Monday. But we've got passwords and usernames and a couple of other things that we've got to work out before we actually start our investing. Our investing and creating a portfolio of $100,000 worth of company stock will continue all the way through the month of April. And I think it's April 16th will be our final day with the stock market game. And at that point, we're going to see how we stack up against all of the other teams in the state of North Carolina who are also playing the stock market game. Last year, I was very proud to say that the top 3 teams, of those top 3 teams in the entire state of North Carolina, 2 of those teams were from Purple Pawville, number 1 and number 3. So I'm expecting big things. There's never a promise of it. The stock market's a crazy, crazy world. And sometimes even Mr. Geiler would tell us, who came in and spoke with our class, it's a hard one to figure out sometimes. You really have to study it hard. So we're looking forward to that challenge and have a lot of fun with some real world math.
capital. Which one will we learn about this week?
And now, where in the United States is Mr. Andrews? Well, let's start off with a picture of me and the state capitol. So you can see me in the state capitol here in this photo. Here are some of the clues. This state is full of rolling hills, lush forest, and millions of acres of farmland. This state has the highest concentration of Amish citizens in the United States. One of this state's cities is considered the chocolate capital of the United States. The first commercial radio broadcast station in the world was a station called KDKA. That was the call letters, located in this state, and it began broadcasting in 1920. November 2nd, to be precise. This state is home of the Liberty Bell. And the last clue, and this is especially for those people who have already picked up my Joe Namath book in the classroom, my hero, Joe Namath, was born and is from this state. Beaver Falls was the name of his hometown. Well, what I'm going to need for you to do is to write the name of this state after you research it, find out the state and its state capital name. You'll need to get a mom and dad's signature saying that they also listen to this PawCast.
Where is Mr. Andrews? He's in the U.S. He's at a capital. Which one will we learn about this week?
Remember, let's all have a great week together and let's all get the big ball.